Maybe get to know more about the perfect one for you. We've interviewed so many ladies. We're going to be reviewing a new segment here in Honolulu Live Island Interviews with Hannah. Hello, Miss Rana. I'm here with one of the beautiful ladies here in Davao City. Hi, Miss Anne Dominic.
Hi, Miss Hannah. My name is Anne Dominic. I'm 30 years of age and my ID number is 212330.
All right. So, Miss Anne Dominic, can you tell me what type of person are you? What is your work and what are your hobbies?
I describe myself as an outgoing, adventurous. I'm ambivert. Sometimes I like to go travel all by myself because I prefer my me time. But at the same time, I love to hang out with my friends. I love to read books. I love to watch documentaries, most especially crime documentaries. And I love to sing. That's one of my hobbies. And I love to go to the beach because that place is a relaxing place for me.
So could you tell me what is your work?
Oh, by the way, I'm a public school teacher.
Why do you join AFA?
The reason why I joined AFA is just because I want to meet the love of my life. And my friend convinced me to join because I believe that everybody deserves a second chance when it comes to love.
Oh, by the way, do you have any children?
Yes, I have a daughter. She's 5 years old.
In the future, do you want to have more children?
Yes, of course. I want to have another child, a baby boy, because I already have a daughter, and it's so good to have another one, a little one to love, because I think I have so much love to give.
Since you've joined this AFA, why do you prefer foreigners?
I like foreigners. It is because they are really open-minded, and at the same time, they're the kind of people who are, or what do you call this? Who doesn't give me mixed signals. I really don't like people who gives me mixed signals when it comes to expressing themselves or their feelings. I want them to be straightforward. And which is what I like about foreign guys. It is because they are straightforward when it comes to their feelings.
Lovely. So,
Guys, welcome back to another Monday night webcast. It's good to see you. So today I'm by myself. For the next couple of weeks we'll be having special guests, but for today I'm just going to be by myself. I'm going to be answering all your questions about international dating and marriage. We do have a poll question for you tonight, which is, what does International Women's Day mean to you in today's society? So for those of you guys that don't know, International Women's Day is coming up. It's March 8th every year. In some countries it's a bigger deal than others, like definitely huge in Eastern Europe, but also it's becoming more popular in other countries as well, and women start to celebrate it. There are a little bit different ways to celebrate it, but for example in Eastern Europe it's like flowers are mandatory, so all women get their bouquets of flowers, small large gift depending on the type of relationship. Like even at work, they usually your coworker, your male coworkers, they all pitch in and buy all women working in that office company or whatever some kind of gifts. So I'm sure ladies are looking forward to that day. It's very special. Everybody dress up. It's a big deal. So guys, don't forget to send at least a note, at least a message to the ladies you correspond with. So just say, hey, happy Women's Day, thinking about you on this day. And of course, if you can, send her flowers or chocolates or something like this. That she'll highly appreciate that, of course. But don't delay, because today is already March 3rd, so we need a couple of days to process the order and figure out how we're going to deliver it to the ladies. So don't place the orders on the 7th. We won't be able to deliver on the 8th. So if you're thinking about it, do it now, tomorrow. Well, yeah, Wednesday the latest. Otherwise, it won't be delivered on time. And again, it will make your lady very, very, very happy. All right. And just to remind you guys, we also have some seminars coming up. We have 3 seminars, as a matter of fact, 2 in Texas, Dallas and Houston, March 22nd and 23rd. And I was talking to John today about it. He said actually Dallas is pretty much almost sold out. So if you guys thinking about, booked out, it's sold out. Seminars are free, but there's only so many guys we can RSVP for, because a room can handle only so many people. So if you live in the Dallas area, thinking about going to Dallas seminar, I would strongly recommend to RSVP to secure your spot. You can do it by do it on the website or call the main line and talk to Brianna. She will put you on the list for the seminar. Seminars are great. It's about 4 or 5 hours information. You'll meet John and Tanya, some return clients, some couples, and they're gonna be everybody's gonna be sharing their experience. And John's gonna tell you, more about companies, how it all started, and how things work. So whatever you're planning on doing in the future, do a group tour, go by yourself, or whatever it is you're thinking, we'll be there to answer those questions and find the best way to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. And of course, there is also Los Angeles seminar, April 19th. That one's definitely available. So RSVP, guys. And we do have some upcoming tours, of course. We have a couple of tours starting in 3 days. So might be a little too late to sign up for the Davao tour, although nothing is impossible. You still technically, if you book a flight tonight, you can make it on time, but probably a little too late for that. But Medellin tour is, doesn't, flight time is pretty brief, so tickets are cheap. So Medellin tour is a great one to attend. We do have a tour to Ukraine starting next week, Odessa Kiev tour. So that's, first of all, it's pretty much sold out, and definitely. To prevent your questions like, so are you still doing the tour? Well, yes, as of now, yes, but we definitely continue monitoring the local situation, see if things change for worse, and then something changes, we'll have to cancel it. But want to make sure everybody's safe. And Costa Rica tour, March 20th, another great destination, Costa Rica. Again, another short flight. There's a lot of beautiful ladies in the area. Our staff is great. So don't hesitate, go to Costa Rica. We do have the tour to Shanghai, China. That's the first tour we're doing ever in Shanghai. So it's totally new grounds for us. Definitely recommend that one. It's going to be very, very interesting. So many beautiful ladies, sophisticated, classy, educated, and they're looking forward to meeting you guys. And another news was kind of talked about it before, but we just opened an office in Argentina. Finally, it took some time, but finally we have an office up and running. There are not tons of profiles in Argentina just yet, because we just opened that office, but of course over a period of time we're going to increase the number of profiles. And if you correspond with someone in Argentina currently, you already can go. You don't need to wait that long, just get on a plane and go. But if you're thinking about doing like individual tour in the future, you might want to wait a little bit until we get enough profiles for you to meet. So yeah, Argentina it is. Another office in Latin America. That's exciting. Speaking of Latin America, we do have quite a few interesting videos for you tonight. There are some testimonials, interviews with ladies. So it's all Colombian profiles. So yes, let's watch the video.
¿Irían con un hombre extranjero?
Sí.
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 ¿Qué les atrae más de un hombre extranjero?
Que son muy detallistas y muy amorosos.
A mí me atrae que sí, el aspecto físico son muy lindos y también conocer otra cultura me gustaría mucho.
Bueno, a mí que son muy detallistas y son altos, son lindos. A mí sí, el físico, que son diferentes a los de acá.
Que como persona, ellos tienen como la forma de ser muy diferente a como somos nosotros, pero mientras él sea respetuoso y lleve todo a su debido tiempo, me llamaría mucho la atención.
Me atraería que me enseñe cosas nuevas de la cultura de la persona. Eso me gustaría.
¿Qué cualidad debe tener un extranjero para conquistar?
Tiene que ser muy activo. O sea, de cualquier país del mundo tiene que ser una persona muy activa y muy conversadora.
Que sea demasiado respetuoso y muy cariñoso.
Sí, que sea caballeroso y ante todo tolerante.
Que sea caballeroso, respetuoso, detallista, amable. Sí, que sea caballeroso y respetuoso.
Físicamente que sea muy organizado, la sonrisa me parece que es algo fundamental y que pues no sé cómo decirlo. Que tenga, porque si yo soy una persona que estoy dispuesta a darle a él, también quiero recibir de él.
Si un extranjero te gusta, ¿cómo lo enamorarías?
Mostrándole el buen trato, el cómo, no sé.
Como somos acá en nuestra cultura, todo.
Eso, lo que podríamos lograr, lo que podríamos conocer, no sé.
Pues yo con mi carisma, mi alegría, yo soy una mujer muy amorosa, entonces lo conquistaría así, dándole mucho amor y obviamente respeto.
Bueno, a mí me gusta mucho mimarlos. Yo lo mimaría bastante y lo respetaría mucho también.
Yo no, con mucho amor. Pues es que yo soy más bien como simple, pero sí, con mucho amor. Sí, siendo cariñosa, amorosa, respetándolo, demostrándole pues la cultura de acá.
Yo creería que yo a una extranjera lo enamoraría por mi forma de ser, siendo tierna, cariñosa, tratándolo bien, haciéndolo sentir muy especial.
Siendo muy amable, muy atenta y muy cariñosa.
No sé, saliendo con él, conversando, hablando, dándole algún detalle, de pronto una persona que lo tiene todo, algún detalle mínimo lo puede llenar, puede ser.
Siendo muy honesta, realmente digamos que siempre he creído que las cosas fluyen entre las personas, creo muchísimo en la energía, entonces no me gusta forzarlo. Es más como si la persona realmente me interesa, pues me gusta estar pendiente, ser comunicativa, pasar tiempo juntos, conocernos y que las cosas como que se vayan dando poco a poco.
Yo creo que nosotras las paisas tenemos algo muy puntual para llamar la atención de ellos, pero no sé, siento que me esforzaría muchísimo porque ellos piensan que por ser extranjeros tienen que darnos a nosotras, entonces me gustaría que él se sintiera como especial de que nosotras también podemos darles a ellos.
Hola, mi nombre es Mariana, tengo 27 años, trabajo como analista financiera, estudio administración financiera. En mis tiempos libres me encanta hacer ejercicio, leer y yoga. También meditar, escuchar mucho música. Tengo para ofrecer estabilidad, soy una mujer atenta, cariñosa, soy una persona alegre, paciente, amorosa. Mi cita ideal, me gustaría en un buen lugar, que me traten respetuosamente, que nos conozcamos lentamente. Mi corazón se gana siendo muy respetuosos, respetando sobre todo mi espacio, brindándome mucha paz, felicidad, se huela bueno, que sea súper atento, detallista y sobre todo cariñoso. Invito a todos los caballeros a que conozcan Colombia, su cultura. Soy abierta también a recibir sus mensajes, llamadas y aquí los espero.
Hola, my name is Michael. I'm born and raised in New York. I'm 21 years old with 28 years experience, so if you're good at math, you can figure that out. I have recently relocated to Medellin from Florida.
What motivated you to join a foreign affair?
When I'm interested in something, I will invest a bunch of time investigating, reading, watching videos, testimonials. And I can't tell you how I stumbled across AFA. It was either a YouTube video or a search on the internet. But as I explored the website and saw the content and understood better what AFA was offering, as well as the testimonials from people, other clients, my confidence grew more and more. I also had an opportunity to interact with your founder, John Adams, and that meant a lot to me when somebody who started the company was willing to make time for me to answer my questions.
How was your experience meeting your partner for the first time on the tour organized by A Foreign Affair?
So I got to meet Francie at the second social. And I saw her right away sitting at a table before the event started, and she saw me, and we would make eyes, but I did not walk over to her and contact her. I waited my turn till it was time to sit at that table and interact. The funny thing that happened is when my translator was done telling a little bit about me, I asked the women to each take a turn and tell me a little bit about themselves. And the one woman sitting at the table said, "There is no reason for us to tell about ourselves. We know you're here only interested in one woman." And it made me laugh, and I asked, "Does it say Francie on my forehead?"
What differences did you find between what you learned about her through the letters, and how was the in-person meeting?
So Francie and I did not interact that many times via the letters. So I found her in a search of the database, based on my search criteria. I wrote to her one time, introduced myself, explained to her that I was coming to Medellin for the tour, and I would like the opportunity to meet her. I didn't know whether she would participate in any of the socials, but regardless, I would love the opportunity to get to know her. She wrote me back. I think I wrote one more time when I was getting closer to coming to Medellin for my first time for the tour. But as you know, they don't always tell you who's invited and whether the women you would like to come to one of the socials have accepted or not, right? They keep that kind of classified or a secret. And so it was a surprise for me to see her on the second night at the social, and we got to interact a little bit. But obviously, when you have to move around and make time for each table and meet other guests there, I didn't get to invest too much time with her. But from then on is when we started to grow the relationship.
How would you describe the transition from letter communication to a face-to-face relationship? Was it easy to adapt?
As I mentioned, Francie and I did not exchange a lot of letters prior to me visiting here. So I didn't learn a lot about her. I accepted what was in her profile. She said she was pleased to meet me and looking forward to meeting me. So I just waited for the social. At the social, she was as beautiful as in her pictures. So I was pleased to know that there's not a bunch of filters used in the girls' photos. There were other women that I recognized at the social either night, and they looked like their pictures. So that says something for how AFA represents the women that they have on their site. And so for the communication, Francie speaks Spanish and no English, and Michael speaks English and un poquito Spanish. So we use a translator a lot. We used a translator on our first date. She was very nervous, but we made a commitment to work towards learning each other's language. And here we are, 5 months later, and we continue to communicate as best we can. And if there's a will, there's a way. That's what I will tell you.
What aspects of Colombian culture and life in Medellin surprised you when you moved and started your relationship here?
So I think I mentioned that I'm a person that tends to immerse myself. So I will do the research, I will read up, I will watch videos. So there were many things that I had learned about Medellin before I got here. including that not many people speak English, but I was very surprised when I go to the bank or to the phone company to open an account that nobody can help me or speak English. So it's very different in the United States. There will be at least one person that speaks Spanish in most businesses to help for non-English speaking people. The country is as beautiful as they told me it would be. I did not spend a lot of time sightseeing. I focused my time here on AFA, but also seeing what life would be like living here. So I went to look at apartments, I went to the supermarket, I joined the gym. I wanted to spend my time seeing what it would be like for me to live here, knowing that if I relocate here, I will have the rest of my life to do the sightseeing. So the people and the culture are all very friendly and helpful. I have made more friends here in Medellin in the few visits that I've had over the past 5 months than I had made in Florida in 2.5 years.
What challenges did you face in forming a relationship with a Colombian woman, if any, compared to your previous relationships?
I would say that the biggest challenge is obviously the language barrier. And I met a lot of nice women during the 2 socials, many of which spoke English. They were very self-conscious about their English. My English is not so good, but their English was fine. I could understand them. So trying to grow a relationship between somebody that lives in a different country with a different culture and a different way of life can be challenging. But as I said, all of that can be overcome. The language barrier was difficult for us, so we use a lot of translator. But we made a commitment. We FaceTimed every day that it was possible to try and just visit with each other and ask each other about our daily lives. How was your day today? How did this go? What's going on? And as normal as you could, having a long-distance relationship with 2 people that don't speak the same language.
How has your perspective on international relationships changed after your experience with a foreign affair?
So after my first tour with AFA and seeing that AFA was everything it said it was, everything that it advertises and it tells you about the services, the commitments it makes, it lived up to my expectations. It actually exceeded my expectations. The people were very nice. It was a great opportunity to visit another country, to meet people from a different culture, a different language. And I don't have a problem with international dating. It's frustrating for the distance or the language barrier, but as I said before, you know, there is nothing gained if you don't take a chance.
What advice would you give to other men who are considering using a foreign affair to meet women in Colombia?
So for the other men out there that have researched AFA and maybe invested some time in the profiles or writing the girls, that part is great. It's building a foundation. It's getting more familiar with the website and the tools and things that are available to you. But at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to form a relationship from many miles away. You're going to have to come here. The women want to know that you're willing to invest time in getting to know them and their country, their family, the things that are important to them. I think it would be difficult or a stretch for a man from another country to want to come here one time, meet a woman, and then expect her to pack up everything and move to the country that they live in. That would be unrealistic. I think there needs to be some compromise and meeting in the middle and make a commitment to try and learn about each other and then see where it goes from there.
Now that you are in Medellin, how do you plan to take your relationship to the next level?
Okay, so since I have returned to Medellin with the intention of staying here and buying an apartment and making this my home away from home, I think our relationship is elevated because we're able to be involved in each other's daily lives. So before we used to have to count down the days to when is going to be my next visit to Colombia. We have to do video chat or just messaging through WhatsApp. But now we can do things together, you know, whether it's to go to the grocery store or run errands or help me open a bank account, or I'm having trouble with my phone service. We can do things like a normal couple that would do things together when they're in the same place. Again, we still have the language barrier, but we're still able to enjoy each other's company and better understand our personalities, how we communicate, what we enjoy doing, you know, so all of that is much better since I'm here.
What would you say to someone who is hesitant about participating in a tour or using the letter service of a foreign affair?
There's anyone that knows me that knows that I think very highly of AFA. I've actually been a part of 2 tours. I went to Costa Rica approximately 5 years ago, and then to Colombia late in 2024. Each experience was a good one. My experience here in Medellin, a little bit better, and that's why I've decided to relocate here. But for the men that are skeptical, I understand, you know, it's their money, it's far away. Is AFA just trying to make money? They come here, then they don't meet anyone, or they don't have a good time. I think it's almost impossible not to meet someone when you come here, even if it's just to grow a friendship. I came here with an open mind that every connection is not going to be a love connection, okay? There are going to be women that are interested in me that I'm not interested in them romantically, but I'm always open to making friends. And so for me, AFA worked 100%. I've made some good friends. I have made a love connection. And as I said, it's everything I thought it would be and more. If you don't want to get caught up in writing the letters forever. I wrote letters to many people. It helped me get to know them. It helped me to know whether this is somebody I want to get to know more. But there are going to be other women you have the opportunity to meet when you go to the social, and you want to give those people a chance. The events that you have planned, the dates that your AFA is willing to help set up in all different types of atmospheres is really helpful. So like I said, I don't think that you can help but be successful. I can't guarantee you love on your first visit to any AFA social or AFA event, but I don't think you'll be disappointed. There will be many opportunities. It's up to the client to determine what they want to do with those opportunities.
Guys, see, so much good information. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And every week pretty much we have new videos for you of the wonderful ladies, the couples that met. So you can see it's all real, it works. Alright, let's get on with your questions. James, hi Anna, good to see you. Can you tell me when you may put on a summer Ukraine tour? That's a wonderful question. Thank you, James. And well, I hope we will be able to put it on maybe within a week. We just talked to John about it today, so we decided we're gonna do it in July, but we need to figure out the dates. And also, are we gonna be doing Kiev and Odessa, or Kiev only, or Odessa only? So I have something a little bit more to talk about. Hopefully within a week, but sometimes things takes a little longer here. So don't hold me to that promise. But I'll do my best to make sure it goes up as soon as possible. Dawn, International Women's Day is bigger than February 14th. Well, for at least Eastern Europe. Maybe it's not as big deal again in other countries, even though they do celebrate. But in Eastern Europe, it is a national holiday, so you actually do get day off. So first of all, that's the best part. We should we do it here. But yeah, it's and February 14th, you celebrate if you have a loved one, if you're a couple. But Women's Day, you can celebrate regardless, because there's nothing you need to do, just celebrate being you. So that's good. Lakota, Argentina sounds good. Yes, again, we're very excited about opening an office in Argentina. So in case if some of you guys missed the beginning, we did open an office in Argentina. Buenos Aires, of course, not that long ago. And we have some staff. So we haven't had any guys going there yet because it's been only like a couple of weeks since we opened it. And yeah, we're looking forward for you guys to travel there and meet the ladies. Rolf, answer to your poll question. I don't have any obligations and I'm free. Currently, International Women's Day means nothing to me. Well, you still have women in your life. I'm assuming some family members, mother, sister, cousins, some female members. So you can always, say Happy Women's Day. But hopefully it will change soon. And next year you will have that special person in your life that you can wish, Happy Women's Day, give her flowers and celebrate it together. Walk 1. I would love to meet and date Mariana. How do I go see her in Colombia? Well, there we have a variety of options. You can join any of our group tours. If the tour dates don't work for you, we can do individual tour. You just let us know when you want to go, give us your list of ladies, and our Colombian staff will arrange the meetings. Of course, if you just want to travel to meet only one lady, Mariana in this case, we can arrange individual meeting. It also works. But we never recommend to travel to meet only one person because you never know how it's going to go. Even if you had a video call, it's still, there's no guarantee that when you meet each other, face to face, sparks will be flying, you're going to have chemistry, you're going to have connection. Things happen. Today I was talking to a gentleman and he had some dates and I don't know what happened during the dates, but he was saying that pretty much the ladies were just getting up and leaving, like didn't wait till the end of the lunch, so would find some excuse and leave. So, you can do all this, you can correspond the video call and then you go and she doesn't like something about you, maybe you say something that upsets her, or she will say something that's a red flag for you, and just here it is, that's the end. And you traveled all the way to foreign country and you have booked your hotel, so you're gonna be there for another 7-10 days, whatever. So go meet other ladies. Our staff in most of the cases can arrange meetings on a short notice, so you'll just give them your additional profiles and they'll reach out to the ladies, show them your profile, if they're interested. They'll schedule the meeting. So it's always good to have a plan B. All right, more questions. Shiny, how many times a year do you guys tour to Ukraine? Since the war keeps going on, will Kharkov ever be option to tour and date? Well, Kharkov, until the war is over, it's definitely not an option. I mean, right now it's so close to Russia, and it's pretty much right almost on the Russian border. They do get hit a lot with drones, missiles. Yeah, bad idea. We definitely don't recommend to people go Kharkov at this time. After the war, beautiful city, second largest city in Ukraine. I mean, I don't know what the population of Kharkov will be after the end of the war, because a lot of people, of course, moved out for safety reasons. So I don't know if they're going to be coming back or what that's going to be like. But Kharkov used to be the second largest city, and again, beautiful city, beautiful parks, so many nice ladies. Guys really, really, really liked it. So And as far as how many tours we're gonna have to Ukraine, well, in the past, let me think of what we had. So we'd have February, we'd have April and July, September and November. So we would do five tours a year. Last year we did 2, and this year so far we're about to do 1, and 1 is coming up in the summer, and after we'll see how the situation goes. If the war is over, then of course we're gonna put way more tours on the list. Otherwise, we're just gonna be posting new tour dates like 3 months prior or so you guys have enough time to plan. But we don't want to put like the whole year worth of tour schedule as of now, given the situation. And again, you can see how the situation in Ukraine is so unpredictable, and things were going towards peace, but then didn't work out. So we're back where we started. But I do hope the war, of course, will be over soon, and war is bad. Passport King 77. Colombia seems good, but Ukraine and Ukrainian wife is my number one choice. Well, yeah, Colombia, I agree. Colombia is a great destination. Guys have their preferences. Somebody more attracted to European ladies, somebody more attracted to Latin ladies, somebody prefers Asian ladies. There's nothing wrong with that. They're all beautiful, they're all wonderful, and if you're more attracted to Ukrainian women, it's great. But just traveling to Ukraine a little bit more challenging now, given the situation, given the war, and logistically, just travel to Kiev now. Besides flying, it's spending 20-25 hours on the plane, you're gonna do another 15 to 20 hours by bus or train on top of it. So it's very, very exhausting. Not impossible, but exhausting. Okay. Yeah, when I did it in November, like by the time I got to Kiev, and I got sleeping compartment, wasn't too bad. So I was still like, oh, I'm tired. And the weather wasn't, because it was end of November, weather was all gloomy and just started snowing. I want to go back to Arizona. All right. Crazy 8. What's the age difference between Michael and his lady? Which, unfortunately, I don't have an answer to that question. I do not know, because I don't think they mentioned that, and I really don't know. Crazy 8. How do you celebrate International Women's Day, Anna? Well, plans are still in making, so I'm not too sure yet what exactly I'm going to be doing this year. We're going to celebrate a bit at the office, of course. Usually there are some flowers, or lunch celebrated, have lunch together. And I don't know, and the next day, well, because we have to do it on the March 7th, because it's Friday, because 8th is Saturday, we're not in the office. So I'm gonna do something on Saturday as well, but hopefully there are gonna be some good surprises. It's not up to me, let's put it this way. James, dear John, can you help me out? Do you have any FA agency in Argentina? I hope that you can help me out. If you can, I need to know this for my future. I wish you the best, John. This is James from Arlington. Well, James, as I mentioned, we just opened an office in Argentina, so yes, if you ever decide in the future to go there, I would be happy to see you there. Again, I know International Women's Day is a big deal in Eastern Europe. I ordered flowers to an FA. Hopefully it arrives in Russia on time. Well, I hope so too, but yeah, it's a little bit more challenging with Russia nowadays. We don't have any more offices left in Russia. And there's also some other logistical challenges with Russia, so it might take longer for Russia, for the flowers to be delivered compared to any other country. So we'll see. Hopefully you placed your order in advance so our staff can figure out how we can deliver to the lady. So we'll see. But when your flowers delivered, I'm assuming you also requested photo on delivery, so you can see how your lady looks like in daily life, because on the website you see a lot of glamour shots, professional photos, but it's good to see the daily photo. So when they deliver flowers to her door, and she probably just wearing t-shirt and jeans, and just her daily look, so it would be very good to see her. So if you guys don't want to do a video call, that's one way to see how she looks like in daily life, and plus make her happy. So win-win situation. Shiny, just curious on your thoughts on the Ukraine-Russian war. Do you think AFA will ever have tours in Russia, or at least in the eastern part of Ukraine or Crimea? Well, tours to Russia. I don't see that in the foreseeable future. I mean, if something changes, a lot depends on Russia, because, well, first of all, Ukraine doesn't require visas for American citizens or Canadian citizens to travel there, so you just get on a plane and go. For Russia, you do need to get the visa. So that's how initially a lot of guys start switching from Russia to Ukraine, simply because, pretty much same women, but you don't have to jump through hoops and make all these complicated arrangements. Just go to Ukraine. But yeah, maybe if war is over and everybody at peace, and maybe one of those happy days Russia will waive visas, because before the war, when the relationship between countries were good, they were talking about waiving the visas. So maybe we'll get to that point again. I don't know. Hopefully. And at this time, there are also no flights to Russia. Well, at least direct flights from Europe or United States. You can fly to Russia from Turkey or from Dubai, but you kind of need to book a separate flight. So it's really, so you cannot just fly from New York to Moscow or from LA to Moscow like you could do in the past for all these years. It's very convenient. 11 hours direct flight, Moscow, LA. Good old days, good old days. And as far as tours in the eastern part of Ukraine, I mean, again, as long as the war is over and it's safe, it would be great to get back to that part. But we just need to see how the peace agreements were gonna look like and if everything is safe. Crimea is probably gonna be unlikely. It's just again that is gonna be complicated politically even after the war is over. Because if you have like a stamp that you travel to Crimea, Ukraine will ban you enter to Ukraine. So because they consider Crimea as occupied territory, as they're saying, and because of that, if they have a record of you going to Crimea, they will and comes up at the border patrol, you're gonna be banned. You're entering Ukraine, so you probably don't want to mess with that. So if you go to Russia, at least don't go to Crimea. Another question: will there ever be tours in Lviv? I've traveled there in the past, and it looked like it had a lot of single women. Well, there's a lot of single women everywhere in Ukraine. Lviv, actually, somehow we never had enough interest from those ladies, our services, like central Ukraine, eastern part, but western, because it's, so close to Europe, you go to Poland in no time, like a couple hours you're there. So it's just those ladies were not that interested in meeting Western men because they pretty much already live on the borders. They see them on a daily basis. So yes. So I don't know if something changes again. We'll see. Maybe though it will spike interest in Western Ukraine again. Will be good. John, leaving for Medellin tour on Wednesday. Hey, well that is awesome. You have a great trip. Enjoy your stay in Medellin, and I hope you will meet the love of your life. Steve, travel to Russia and Belarus might open up now. Well, we'll see how the things go. I mean, they talked about reopening the embassies in Moscow and hopefully St. Pete and some other places in Russia because it was not really operating, so it would be good if, and hopefully the Russian consulate in the United States will start to operate again, like they shut down one in San Francisco and just so hopefully everything will go well. Yes, they were talking about maybe restarting the flights between Russia and the States, but we're still, I think, we're a long way away before this happens. So we'll see. Makisik, answer to poll question. International Women's Day means to me to treat women as equals both in dating and in the professional world. It's a great answer. Thank you. Daniel, Anna, thanks for hosting tonight. You do a magnificent job. Well, thank you so much. It's good to hear. And thank you for watching, of course. Tabin, when will you have tours to Argentina? Well, that's not going to be for, minimum of a year, I think, year and a half, because in order to do a tour, we need to have a large social event. So we need to have women for you guys to meet. I mean, right now, probably a couple dozen profiles there. Plus minus, we post new profiles every Wednesday, but in order to, so imagine, so we're trying to keep 1:8 ratio. So let's say we take 10 guys on that tour. So we need to have about 80 to 100 ladies at each social. There are 2 socials, so we need to have, 200 ladies attending events. So in order to have 200 ladies to attend the event, we need to have like 400 or 500 ladies in database because, well, not everybody will be available, interested, they might be out of town, so because not everybody can make it. So so by the time we've found 400 or 500 profiles, might be like a full year at least. But once we have enough ladies for you to meet, guys, I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic tour. Anna, Odessa office manager, she went there to open up the office, and she was just sharing how wonderful Argentina is, how much she enjoyed it. Food is great, everything is good. Actually, she was saying, ironically, food is pretty expensive in supermarkets, but so much cheaper to dine out. It's just find it very interesting. But saying ladies were great, very interested, they're motivated to meet foreign guys. So Yeah, just give us time. It's gonna be another great destination. I guess. Okay, well, and let's talk about more about International Women's Day. I mean, I talked to my colleagues, and I know it's like if they celebrate it much in the Philippines, for example, like they've heard of it. Nowadays they start celebrating it more. But it's they don't celebrate to the extent like Russians do. Yeah, so they don't really give flowers, at least yet. But I'm sure again, if you want to send the flowers through us to lady you correspond with, they will always appreciate that, because all women would like to receive flowers. It's just in women's nature. Jay, Anna, where is in Argentina FA office? What's going to be in Buenos Aires? Anna told me the name of the area, which I totally forgot. It slipped through my through my mind. Actually, she was saying, so we opened an office in one part of town, but she said, well, maybe we'll have to move it because she was saying it's not very convenient for ladies to go there, for the meeting. So we might have to move it closer to like where the ladies live. So yeah, we'll see. So it's still work in progress. So we have temporary office, but it might be relocated. But again, if you want to go, we can always, meetings not always have to happen in our office. We can arrange it in a restaurant, cafe. You just will let us know what hotel you stay in. We can find something, relatively close to the area, or something that works for both you and a lady, so you don't have to travel across the town, so is she. So you can meet the cafe. Our staff can make sure that timber paperwork is signed properly. If you need an interpreter, we'll be happy to provide one. So that we definitely can do. We already have staff there, so we have interpreters available. We didn't have that before, so it's a big step forward. Yeah, and actually we started seeing more activities in other areas as well. So there might be some additional Asian destinations. I get some quite a few requests for ladies in Cambodia now. We haven't started doing anything yet, but I see there are actually quite a few of them. And I started getting first requests. I haven't had them in 15 years I've been doing it, so for the first time I saw it last week, like, oh, well, it's actually might be very good, but we'll see how that unfolds. So we're growing and getting bigger, taking all over the world. So let's see if I missed any questions. But yeah, we're talking about Ukraine tours, so yeah, so we're gonna have a July tour, well, 99%, yeah, of course, and probably we're gonna have a like October or November tour. So I don't think we're gonna have 2 tours in the fall like we did last time. So probably gonna have 2 more tours left for this year. So like July and sometime October, November. So we'll see. We do like to do one tour around Thanksgiving, because for a lot of guys it's easier to travel there, easier to take time off. And especially now, since it's taking longer to get there, so I'm sure you can use any extra days off that you can get. Typing, I bet Costa Rica got amazing women with travel visa and English speakers. Well, actually, quite a few ladies from Costa Rica do have visas to travel to the United States. It's not very common for other countries. It's fairly common for ladies from China. It's easier for them to get tourist visas to the United States. But if we're talking about pretty much any other country, it's very difficult. So like for the ladies from Philippines, it's nearly impossible to get that tourist visa, because you need to show proof of your income, show you make really good money that you can afford that trip. Not that somebody send you money for this, but you actually make this money yourself. So your bank account with enough funds in it, that you own real estate, that you travel the world. So strong ties to community that guarantees that you will return in the end of your visa back to your country. So for some ladies in Colombia might be challenging, or Peru, but for Costa Rica, yes, for whatever reason, actually a lot of them do have tourist visas, and quite often they actually do specify it in their profile. So when you browse Costa Rican profiles, you can see if a lady mentioned that. And of course we can always ask her too if she has a visa, which makes it a little bit easier. If she can come to the States and you can see each other here, spend some time here after your initial meeting. And because like if you do the fiancé visa, which eventually you'll have to do, a fiancé visa take about a year nowadays. So it's a long wait time, before she can come here and you can start living together. So at least tourist visa will give you opportunity to see each other more often. Shiny, is the Shanghai tour going to be as big as the one in Shenzhen? Well, we'll see. We still have time. It depends how many guys we have sign up. So far it's like halfway full. So more guys we'll have, more ladies we'll have. So work in progress. Yeah, that's why I'm saying, guys, there are still plenty of spots left on the Shanghai tour, and definitely recommend it. Jane, Barranquilla was nice and real loud with Carnival and the Shakira concert going on. Oh, that must be amazing. Actually, if I remember right, Shakira is originally from Barranquilla, so that'll be cool to see Shakira in Barranquilla. That's awesome. Yeah, and that's great that you were there during the carnival. I've heard they're amazing. Have not seen that myself, but like I know when Cartagena had Miss Colombia pageant, it was carnival at that time. That was, everybody was saying how spectacular that was, how much fun it was. Guys were staying, after the group tour just to, participate in all the festive activities around it. Some would get tickets to Miss Colombia pageant, but for the most of it, they would just enjoy the, activities on, different bars, clubs, and streets, on beaches. It just was, again, I've heard it was great. Alright, slow-mo. Are Latin ladies more aggressive compared to Slavic ladies when it comes to dating? Well, define aggressive. So they're a little bit more, they're less reserved than Slavic ladies, because Slavic ladies, they're just more like stoic. They're like, it's hard to read them in the beginning, so it's hard for you to understand if she's into you or not, because there is not that much of body language. She's not gonna be like grabbing you, touching you, hugging you, kissing you, in the stage when you just get to know each other. It's definitely not like Slavic ladies, but Colombian ladies, Latin ladies in general, definitely they're just more open, they're more warm and more friendly. So, that doesn't make Ukrainian women worse. It's just a different national thing. So that's, yeah. So if you're looking for somebody who's like more warm and more friendly right off the bat, that's probably Latin America would be a place for you to go. Although, I've seen that so many times at the social, especially after we had 1 or 2, 3 glasses of champagne, they become a little bit more relaxed, and I see they would be approaching men and talking to them and try to lead them to a dance floor, because Ukrainian ladies also like to dance. So although that style of dance is of course much easier for the guys, because Latin ladies, they love to dance, they're great at it, but guys also need to keep up and be able to dance salsa, bachata and all that. When in Ukraine you can just do more like a slow dance, or more like a club style dance. So just stand there with your feet planted in the ground and just do a little side to side move. That's good enough. So you don't need to be a professional dancer. Just do this, a little bit of that. Everybody can do that. So, and yes, if you're attending socials in Ukraine, please go dance, because guys just standing there and they're watching the women dancing by themselves in the middle of the floor. It looks like high school dancing. Like, seriously, guys, just go. Just go do it. All right, see if we have any more questions. Well, that might be all questions for tonight. Interesting. Well, guys, we're gonna be back next week. I'm not too sure if we're gonna, because we're supposed to have 2 special guests in the course of over the next few weeks, but not too sure of the schedule. So might be me, might be John, might be special guest. No, it will be a surprise. It's always good, to be surprised. All right, guys. Thank you for watching tonight, and see you next week.